Hi, this is Joseph, and I'm the managing partner here at Tsang Associates, where we solve legal problems with creative solutions. Today's success story is about a CEO who took matters into her own hands because the company that she leads was about to IPO in China. And one of the requirements was to get a legal opinion letter from all overseas offices regarding the standing of their overseas offices, right? Now, they tried for months and months to try to find a law firm that was willing to do a legal opinion for her company in the US and California that closed several years ago. Everyone they tried to contact, the law firm that was handling the IPO, the bank that was handling the IPO in China, they were contacting people left and right. The quotes they were getting were astronomical, 20,000, 30,000, some were even 50,000 to provide a legal opinion letter about a company that has already been dissolved. And this was so complicated. And now there was only 2 weeks left before they need all the documents in place, or else everything would fall through. And this would be hundreds of thousands, if not over $1 million at stake. The CEO was just overly frustrated, cannot understand why it was so difficult, and started searching online and then found our firm and contacted me. So this is why the situation was extra dicey. So first of all, the situation itself, the document itself that's needed was relatively simple. We needed to provide a legal opinion showing the standing of a company that has already been dissolved several years ago. But all the people that were involved in the US company were either not willing to sign, or they wanted to seek their own independent counsel regarding their liability, collecting all the documents, but they don't have it, and trying to come up with an explanation on why the company has already been dissolved, going through the financials, and explaining that to the underwriters for the bank in China in order for their IPO to succeed without harming the IPO in any way. So that was where the dicey part was. It's not extremely complicated as long as somebody understands what the bank needed, understands and is able to communicate with the directors here who have since left the company, and is able to collect all the documents in a very short amount of time and submit it. Not hard at all, but just needed the right people to do it. Typically, the bank who was managing the IPO process would engage a legal team in their country, and that legal team would, or law firm, would hire an outside counsel in the state that they needed the legal opinion from, and then they would find an independent attorney to write the legal opinion and also talk to all people in hand. But you see how there's so many layers of people who need to make a decision, and this all needed to be done within a very short amount of notice, 2 weeks to be exact. And so the banks just couldn't find anyone. This was also during the pandemic. This was March 2021. And they just couldn't find the right person. The reason why the CEO was able to directly find our firm is because we have a lot of these success story videos and a lot of success stories about helping other firms act as their underwriter. We do a lot of the legal opinions for these IPO firms overseas about companies that are in the US, about companies who are in California, and individuals here. So we were able to talk to the directors directly, everybody here, all personnel involved. They want to, we needed to do their background check and provide statements that they have no liability regarding the company and be able to sign off on it so that they could feel secure. We were able to collect all the documents from the CPA and be able to put everything together and issue a relatively simple IPO paperwork saying that this company has since been dissolved. All the directors, there's no litigations in play, and so the IPO may proceed. Super simple, but just a lot of client communication. And this is actually one of those examples why computer will not be able to replace people, right? Because when you need to file a certain thing, computers cannot just pull things together and explain the liability. There's so many human touches at play. We need to talk to the bank in China. We need to talk to the CEO of the company that's trying to IPO and regarding their specific angle and why they want to IPO. If any of this legal opinion will harm the IPO process, then it will actually not be in the best interest to issue this legal opinion. We need to talk to all the directors, secretary, treasurer of the since then departed personnel of the US company. Talk to CPA, explain the urgency of the matter. We cannot wait for IRS to get the transcript because it will take too long. All of this just takes the human touch a phone call, a Zoom call, but we were able to put everything together, issue it, and the case was resolved. The company successfully IPO'd. And perhaps the best part was only having to pay a very minimal fee for the legal opinion. Other firms were charging a very astronomical price, in their opinion, for the legal opinion. I wouldn't say it's astronomical if they had to do everything, but they weren't willing to value engineer the service to the product. After talking to the CEO, we understood exactly what needed to be done. Talk to the bank, talk to the people at play, issue this legal opinion letter, being able to do it within a week or 2 weeks, and able to quote a price that matches that service. And we were able to get it done, and to the satisfaction of all parties involved, and the case was a success. So the company is officially IPO'd, and now we are officially the legal counsel for that company. So very happy to have been a part of this process. I love this case because it took a creative mind to solve a legal problem with a very unique solution. It took the human touch. And this is why AI computers just really wouldn't replace attorneys or people because it just took this. I mean, even the CEO took matters into her own hands because just going through the normal process, going through the normal channel took too long and was too expensive. When the CEO and I talked, we really hit it off and connected on this level where we just needed the creative solution to solve this particular legal problem. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.